I didn't think Coach Prime was going to say anything about this whatsoever. I thought he swept it under the rug, but little did I know he was paying attention to what all these haters and critics were saying, and he finally responded. Some people may not like what he said, but I'm on his side 1000%. Ho, 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 Merry Christmas. I hope all of you out there had an awesome time watching all the games that were going on yesterday. I think yesterday, the 17th, which was Saturday, was arguably the best day of sports this entire year. Everywhere you looked, you had top 25 college basketball games going on. You had all the NFL games going on. Those were crazy, including the late night one with Tua in the blizzard conditions. They had to stop the game because the snowballs were being thrown onto the field. And also, I saved the best for last. We had the Jackson State insane overtime game. College football bowl season has officially started. Although it wasn't the best game, she still had some that were worth watching. I mean, there was so much to watch and there was so much going on. For example, I'm more of a college football fan myself. I don't really care about the NFL as much as college football, but I'll watch it here and there. And I say that to say this: if you're an NFL fan, you had NFL stuff going on. If you're a college football fan, you also had that going on. If you don't like those, you also had basketball going on. It was the best of both worlds. Honestly, if you did anything outside of stay home and watch TV all day, I don't think you're a true sports fan. Anyways, moving along here, we're not here to talk about the NFL. We're not here to talk about the bowl season. We're not here to talk about college basketball. We're here to talk about the one and the only Deion Sanders, aka Prime Time. Oh man, what a game that was. If you did not see that Jackson State game versus NC Central, you missed out. What a game it was. We're going to talk all about that. However, the main topic of this video is Deion Sanders finally addressed all the haters and critics that have been ridiculing him the past week. Don't even try to act brand new. You know what I'm talking about. Everybody, including, or really more so of these HBCU people, they've been criticizing Deion for leaving. I'm not going to explain that, tell you what they said. We've already made plenty of videos talking about that. If you haven't seen them, go check out some of the prior ones. And to be honest, I'm kind of shocked that Deion responded because I didn't think he would. I just thought he would throw this under the rug and move on, but he addressed it. And let's just say that he definitely got his message across. I'm excited to get into this one. Hope you guys are excited as well. But real quick, we are on the road to 260K subscribers before Christmas, and we are right at it. We're super close. I think we're only about 3,000 subscribers away, so if you like college football content and you want to see more of it, consider joining our awesome community. If not, that's cool too. All right, Matt, blah, 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 shut the crap up. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Before we get started, I want to make this extremely clear. The amount of respect and admiration I have for all my HBCU fans out there, including my Jackson State fans, is pretty dang high. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I haven't always kept up with Jackson State for the past 8 to 10 years. I've really only started keeping up with them the past 2 years, ever since Deion's got there. And the one thing I've learned from not only watching, keeping up with it, but from you guys, is you love your football just as much as anybody else. The passion that Jackson State fans have, all of the HBCU fans, is right up there with the SEC fans and Big Ten fans. Y'all love your football, and I admire that and respect that because I myself, I'm in the same boat as you. We're all just a bunch of people that love the game, and like this comment says, somebody left it on one of the previous videos. Hey, please don't attach the quote-unquote entire community being pissed off at Prime on us as a whole. I love what Prime did. I did want to mention and speak on that because we've talked about how this whole HBCU community's mad at Coach Prime for leaving and yada, yada, yada. However, and this is on me, I haven't talked about the other side of the HBCUs, Jackson State, whoever you want to put it on. They're happy that Coach Prime is advancing in his career. So to all the fans out there that are happy for Coach Prime and they're loving this, I greatly admire y'all. I did want to throw that out there, but now let's talk about the game. I'm not going to talk about the entire game because we don't got time for that. Let's talk about what happened at the end. I got two main takeaways from this game. Well, first things first, let me say this. Congratulations to NC Central. I don't think anybody expected y'all to win, and you did it. You won the game. That's awesome. But takeaway number one is that Travis Hunter kid, he's the real deal. I'm not shocked by what he did. I've been trying to tell y'all the past year or two he's the real deal, but he proved it once again on Saturday. He is what I would like to label as a natural-born athlete. And weirdly enough, who was also a natural-born athlete? Deion Sanders. Travis Hunter, the dude can play ball. It doesn't matter if he's playing defense, offense, running back, wide receiver. You put him on the field, he's going to show up and show out. Takeaway number two is, you could see it from start to finish, this was not the Jackson State team we saw all throughout the season. And it's fairly obvious. I mean, your head coach announced he's leaving. There's this big mess going on with the school. You got your quarterback, he's leaving. You got your star player, Travis Hunter, leaving. the mentality of the players, it just felt like it wasn't there on Saturday. And if you don't think all this stuff going on with Coach Prime affected the game, you're out of your mind. What I'm trying to say is at times it appeared like Jackson State, those players, they didn't care to be there. On the flip side, NC Central, they were hyped to be there all throughout the game. And once again, I totally understand it. It all goes back to the mess that's unfolding with your head coach and everything with the program. But I do got to say, Shadur Sanders, he looked pretty dang good. 30 for 40, 350 through the air, and when they needed him the most, he had that game-winning touchdown pass to guess who? Travis Hunter had 4 total touchdowns. To make a long story short, Jackson State loses the game in heartbreaking fashion, and yeah, you know what I'm about to talk about. I got to bring it up. Everybody's blaming I think he's the only white player on the team for dropping that touchdown pass that I don't even know how he dropped it. I think 85% of people watching this video could have caught that without gloves on. People are clowning this man, and one of the funniest tweets I saw is someone tweeted out he was a government plant. You know how this goes. People were having their field day with this. For example, somebody tweeted out, the white boy dropping the touchdown in overtime of the HBCU Natty is hilarious, man. I don't care. I know everybody's going to make their jokes up and whatnot, and I'm here for them. They're funny. We like to laugh and cut up and joke on this channel, but I really feel bad for the kid. I just feel bad for him. And hold on. I got to bring this up. I just found out about 3 days ago that YT, it stands for white, not YouTube. Am I the only one who thought YT meant YouTube? I've been reading that as YouTube for the past year or two, and I see people tweet about it, but it means white. I don't know. I had to bring that up. Let me know in the comment section if I'm the only one who thought that. Getting back on a serious note, there was some leaked video footage of that tied in after the game and what Deion had to say about him, and Matt wrote a clip. It is kind of hard to hear, but at the very beginning, this player who's crying, he said, "I'm sorry, coach," and that's where Deion says, "Sorry for what?"
Sorry for what? You sorry? You done your job all year, baby. Fuck with diversity and everything. That ain't on you. It's on us. We lost together. Do you understand that? All right, man. Come on. Get up. I need you to fight. This is going to be adversity. This is going to prepare you for life. All right? All right? Let's fight through it. Good man. You got to believe that. That moment is going to make you who you want to be for the rest of your life. You feel me? Let's do it. Come on, man. Love you, man.
Man, that's a really touching moment. I love to see that. Another reason why I love Deion Sanders so much. And to this young man, Hayden Hagler, however you say your last name, hold your head high. And let me make this extremely clear. And here's why you should hold your head high. Because all these people criticizing you, 95% of them have never even played a sport in their life. Hayden, if you somehow see this, hold your head high, because if dropping a touchdown pass that only would have tied the game is one of the worst things that's ever happened to you, you'll be okay in life. Hold your head high. That's my message to you. We live in a society where people want to beat a man when he's down. I'm not about that. I want to uplift him. On the flip side of this clip, it's also why I love Deion so much. He's more than just a football coach. He's about making these kids' lives better. He wants to see them succeed in life. That's why I like Deion. That's why I wish in 8 to 10 years, whenever Nick Saban retires, Alabama can somehow land him. I want Deion. You know why? Because as a former athlete myself, this was my favorite coach to play for, a player coach. I didn't have bad blood with any of my coaches, but I was never a fan of the coaches that just wanted to win games and never really cared about us. And I know a bunch of you watching this video, you either played high school, college sports, or you're currently playing sports. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I could talk about that for 8 to 10 more minutes, but I'll leave it at this. It's more than a game. It is more than a game, and if you don't understand that, I don't know what to tell you. I also assume that Deion, whenever he gets to Colorado, he will no longer, or probably not even consider taking that tight end with him. I say that to say this, Deion, I've tweeted at you twice and you haven't hit my DMs, but I've told you I'm a 6'1" sneaky athletic slot wide receiver, and I'm currently in the transfer portal. Deion, come to your senses. You know every single football team needs a sneaky athletic white wide receiver, and that's me. And I can also promise you and guarantee you this, I don't drop passes. I've never had a drop. I'm not even playing. I've never dropped a wide open pass, especially like that in the end zone. The only time I guess you could say I technically had a drop was in one time in high school. I was running a post route and the safety was coming up. It was kind of like a blindside dirty hit. If you got to ask me, I think he should have been ejected, but different conversation for a different day. Anyways, I was about to catch the ball and I got freaking hit like Brian Dawkins from the Eagles. Why did I say Brian Dawkins like that? It's Brian Dawkins. If you know who it is, yeah, that's how I got hit. So yeah, I guess you could say I got one drop, but that's it. That's besides the point. Hit me up, Deion. Moving on to this next video clip I'm going to show you. It is the tell all. Deion, yeah, there's no way to sugarcoat this. He addressed the critics, haters, whatever you want to call them. Matt, wrote a clip.
Let's get the cat out of the bag, man. Let's go ahead and talk about that. Never once did I say they're going to put a tombstone with my name on it at Jackson State, so I wasn't going to die here. Y'all know that. Everything I said I would do, I did. Everything I said I wanted to happen, I tried my darnest to make it happen. We've exceeded, I think, expectations in some realm.
Let me pause it right there. I do agree with that. He has exceeded expectations. I don't think anybody thought Deion was going to bring this Jackson State team up like he has this quick.
But when I don't fit into someone else's plan and purpose, now there's ridicule. But you forgot about my plan and God's purpose. I would love to go to another conference. Is the rest of the school ready? Is the baseball team ready? Is the basketball teams ready? Or just the football team? See, you make it just about football, and it's not just about football to me. I'm not just talking about Jackson State. I'm talking about everywhere.
There it is. Going back to this, it's what I told you guys not too long ago. It's more than a game to Deion Sanders, and that's why I admire him.
So the things that I want to accomplish, I can't do it by just being the darn football coach and winning games. I can't do it. And I reached a point where I had a real conversation with the Lord. Now, it's funny how you believe the Lord when he said to come here, but you don't believe me when I tell you the Lord may tell me to do otherwise. It's like my God is talking to you about me. I don't think he works like that. But it's so much more that I can't do because that's not my occupation.
If you are kind of confused as to what he's hinting at or talking about, a lot of people, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I'd say 98% sure on this. Most people believe he's talking about the corruption that went down at Jackson State. I already made a 20-minute video talking about that. If you know, you know. I'll just leave it at this. Go check out the video. It's a sticky situation, and that's why it looks like he left.
I'm a football coach and a darn good one. And name one thing in football that we haven't accomplished that I said we would. But it's bigger than that. And until we address these underlying issues that nobody wants to talk about, ain't nothing gonna change. I just pray to God that in all that get some understanding on change and where change really starts.
I normally have a lot to say about things like this, but I don't. It explains itself. The only thing I'm going to say is, I don't even think he should have said anything about this in the first place because he's a grown man. He doesn't have to explain why he's doing something to anybody. I'll tell you this much. If I was the head coach at Georgia State and I was making $200,000 a year, and Georgia, the University of Georgia, they offered me the job and was going to give me $10 million a year, I don't have to explain to anybody why I'm leaving a $200K job to a $10 million job. And also to go along with that, it's not just about the money, it's a better opportunity. Kind of the same thing with Deion Sanders. This is his plan, not yours. If you don't like his quote-unquote plan, then you just got to get over it. I don't have too much more to say except for this. If you're still one of those people that you're hating on Deion for doing what he's done, you're a loser. If you like what he's done, I respect you. Let me know your thoughts down below about that.